Ji-hyun Park stood at the window of the space station, looking at the stars. They seemed different here, so far from Earth. 3 months ago, she had been excited to join the exchange program with the Vraks, a race of insect-like aliens known for their advanced technology. Now she felt only worry. The station hummed with activity. Vraks workers moved through the corridors, their hard shells clicking against the metal floors. Ji-hyun watched them with growing unease. Something wasn't right about this place. Human. "Park, report to Laboratory 6, said a voice over the speakers. Ji-hyun gathered her notes and walked down the long corridor. She had been careful with her research, asking only approved questions about Vraks biology. But yesterday she had seen something she wasn't supposed to see. It had happened by accident. A door had been left open, and inside she had glimpsed specimens, living, beings from different worlds, strapped to tables. They were clearly in pain. When she tried to take pictures with her device, the system had immediately shut down. Laboratory 6 was larger than the others. Commander Taiho waited for her, his large compound eyes reflecting the harsh lights. 2 guards stood by the door. "Your work has been satisfactory," Taiho said, his translator converting the clicks and hisses of his language. "But we have concerns." Ji-hyun tried to look calm. "What concerns, Commander?" "You accessed Restricted Area 14 yesterday at 1800 hours. The door was open. I was looking for the biology archive." Taiho's antennae twitched. "The biology archive is on level 3, you know this." "I got lost," Ji-hyun said, feeling her heart beat faster. "No, you did not." Taiho moved closer. "We have been watching you, Human Park. Your species has always been too curious, too unpredictable." The guards moved toward her. Ji-hyun stepped back. "The Galactic Compact forbids experiments on sentient beings," she said. "Those creatures in that room are necessary sacrifices for progress," Taiho interrupted. "Your human laws mean nothing here." Ji-hyun reached into her pocket, feeling for the emergency beacon all exchange students carried. It was her only hope now. "You are charged with espionage," Taiho announced. "You will be detained and examined." "Examined?" Ji-hyun felt cold fear spread through her body. "Your species adapts quickly. Your minds resist normal methods. We need to understand how." Taiho's mandibles clicked in what might have been a smile. "You will help us understand." The guards grabbed her arms. Ji-hyun pressed the emergency beacon, praying it would send a signal before they took it from her. "The signal is too weak to reach Earth," Taiho said, plucking the device from her hand. "No one will come for you." They took her to a small white room deep in the station. There was only a bed and a sink. The door had no handle on the inside. Hours passed. Ji-hyun tried to stay calm and think. The Vraks were violating every rule of the Compact. Their experiments were illegal. If Earth found out, there would be serious consequences. When the door finally opened, 4 guards entered, followed by Taiho and another Vraks wearing a medical uniform. "We will begin the information extraction," Taiho announced. "It may be uncomfortable." "You can't do this," Ji-hyun said, backing away. "I'm a protected citizen under the Compact." "The Compact is a tool we use to study other species," Taiho replied. "Nothing more." The medical Vraks approached with a device that looked like a silver crown with needles pointing inward. Ji-hyun tried to fight, but the guards held her still. "Your brain will show us what we need," Taiho said as they placed the device on her head. "All humans hide secrets about your military enhancements. We know your soldiers are changing, becoming more than human." "I don't know anything about military technology," Ji-hyun cried. "I'm just a student." "Everyone from Earth knows something," Taiho said. "Your entire education system prepares you for space. We just need to dig deep enough." When they activated the device, pain shot through Ji-hyun's head. It felt like ice picks driving into her brain. She screamed, unable to stop herself. Unknown. To Ji-hyun, her emergency beacon had sent a partial signal. It was weak and broken, but a passing Earth cargo ship had picked it up and relayed it. In the headquarters of the Terran Defense Force, Admiral Sunwoo stared at the fragmented message on his screen. "Confirmed location?" he asked. "Vraks research. Station in the Cygnus sector," his officer replied. The signal is from exchange student Ji-hyun Park. Sunwoo's face darkened. Prepare a full briefing for the council and alert the 7th Tactical Response Division. The Phantoms, sir? For one. Student, the Vraks know our laws, Sunwoo said quietly. If they've taken one of our people for experimentation, they've made a terrible mistake. In a secret facility on Mars, 12 soldiers prepared for deployment. Their bodies housed the most advanced technology humans had ever created. They were the Phantoms, Earth's super soldiers, and they were about to show the galaxy why no one should ever harm a human. Make sure to accurately cite what you find using the proper format, like this. Acha. Wrap each cited claim in these tags and use the proper indices for the sentence or span of sentences that support your claim. Ji-hyun lost track of time in the White Room. The lights never dimmed. There was no way to know if it was day or night. She could only measure time by the sessions with Taiho and his machines. Today was the 5th session, or maybe the 6th. The neural harvester attached to her temples sent waves of pain through her skull. Ji-hyun bit her lip until it bled, trying not to scream. Tell us about Earth's military program, Taiho demanded. His voice seemed to come from far away through the pain. I don't know anything, Ji-hyun gasped. I'm a biology student. Your resistance is impressive, Taiho said. Most species break by the 3rd session. Ji-hyun focused on her breathing, using the mental techniques they taught in Earth's space travel training. All humans who went to space learned these methods. Focus on a single point. Build a wall in your mind, hide behind it. Increase the extraction level, Taiho ordered the medical Vraks. The pain doubled. Ji-hyun couldn't stop her scream this time. Your species adapts so quickly, Taiho said, studying the readings on his screen. No other race changes like humans do. Your soldiers improve faster than any species we've encountered. How do you enhance them? Ji-hyun didn't answer. She couldn't. The pain was too much. Black spots danced in her vision. Then mercifully darkness took her. When she woke, she was back in the White Room. Her head throbbed. She touched her temples and felt dried blood. They're going to kill me, she whispered to the empty room. No one is coming. But she was wrong. Earth Admiral Sunwoo stood before the Terran Defense Council. The room was silent as they listened to Ji-hyun's fragmented distress call. Help. Vrak Station. Illegal experiments. Hurting me. The signal cut off. The council members looked grim. The signal came from the Vraks research station in Cygnus sector, Sunwoo said. Our intelligence confirms they are violating the compact. One student is hardly worth starting a diplomatic incident, said one council member. Sunwoo's eyes hardened. With respect, they are torturing a citizen of Earth for information about our defenses. This is not just about one student. This is about showing the galaxy that humans protect their own. The chairwoman nodded slowly. What do you propose? A precision extraction. No diplomatic channels. The 7th Tactical Response Division can handle it without being detected. The Phantoms? Another council member asked. Isn't that excessive? They are. Vraks need to learn what happens when they harm our people, Sunwoo replied. After a brief discussion, the chairwoman spoke. We authorize deployment of the 7th Division. Bring our student home, Admiral. In a hidden facility on Mars, Captain Minho stood in the preparation chamber. Technicians worked around him, checking his Atlas combat system. The biotechnology merged with his nervous system, enhancing every aspect of his body. Neural calibration complete, a technician reported. Muscle response optimal. Minho flexed his hand, watching as the microscopic machines in his bloodstream adjusted to his movements. The Atlas system represented humanity's most advanced military technology, a perfect blend of human and machine. Around him, 11 other soldiers underwent the same preparations. They were the Phantoms, Earth's elite fighting force. Each had volunteered for the enhancements, knowing they could never return to normal life. Specialist Yunji, the team's tech expert, approached Minho. Mission brief is ready, Captain. In the briefing room, the squad gathered around a holographic display of the Vrak station. Our target is Ji-hyun Park, xenobiology student, Minho said. She's been held for approximately 2 weeks. We believe she's being kept on research level 4. The display zoomed in, showing the station's layout. The Vraks don't know we're coming, Minho continued. We'll deploy via stealth carrier using the unmapped jump point near Cygnus, adaptive camouflage at all times. What about the secondary objective? Asked Sergeant Do-hyun. Intelligence confirms the Vraks are conducting illegal experiments. We gather all data on compact violations. If the situation allows, we shut them down permanently. The room was silent. Everyone understood what that meant. The TDF Indomitable. Leaves orbit in 1 hour, Minho said. Any questions? There were none. The Phantoms had trained for missions like this. They were Earth's answer to a dangerous galaxy. Soldiers enhanced beyond normal human limits, designed to face any threat. On the Vrak station, Ji-hyun lay on the cold floor of her cell. Her body felt weak. They hadn't given her food today. Another form of torture, she supposed. The door opened. Taiho entered with 2 guards. We're trying a new approach today, he said. Your mind is strong, but your body is still human, still fragile. Ji-hyun tried to stand, but her legs wouldn't support her. The guards lifted her roughly. What do you want from me, she asked, her voice hoarse. The truth about your soldiers, Taiho replied. We've observed them in combat. They move too fast, react too quickly. No natural human could do what they do. I don't know what you're talking about, Ji-hyun said. Taiho's compound eyes stared at her. Then we will continue until you do. As they dragged her back to the laboratory, Ji-hyun didn't know that help was already on its way. Earth had heard her call, and Earth had answered with its deadliest weapons. The Phantoms were coming, and the Vraks would soon learn why it was a terrible mistake to torture a human. The TDF Indomitable slipped through space like a ghost. The stealth carrier used technology that bent light around its hull, making it nearly invisible to sensors. Inside the ship's deployment bay, Captain Minho made final checks on his team. Approaching drop point in 5 minutes, came the pilot's voice over the comm. The 12 members of the Phantom Squad stood ready in their combat gear. Unlike the bulky armor used by regular soldiers, the Phantoms wore lightweight suits that moved like a second skin. The real power was inside their bodies, the Atlas system that enhanced their strength, speed, and reactions beyond normal human limits. Remember, this is an extraction mission, Minho said. We get the girl and gather intelligence on compact violations. The Vraks don't know we're coming. Specialist Yoonji checked her tech interface. Their security systems are complex, but I can bypass them. Once we're inside, I'll need 3 minutes to access their network. You'll have it, Minho promised. Do-hyun, you and Junho take point. Hyunwoo, stay close to me for the extraction. The rest of you secure our exit path. The soldiers nodded. Each one had trained for years before receiving the Atlas enhancements. They were the best Earth had to offer. Drop point reached, announced the pilot. Launching in 3, 2, 1. The launch pods shot from the carrier, small enough to avoid detection. Each pod held a single Phantom. They streaked toward the Vrak station, their heat signatures masked by cooling systems. The pods attached to the outer hull of the station near a maintenance airlock. Hyunji went to work immediately, her enhanced reflexes allowing her to hack the airlock controls in seconds. We're in, she whispered over the comm. The Phantoms entered the station, their adaptive camouflage adjusting to match the metallic walls. They moved like shadows through the maintenance tunnels, following the route they had memorized from station schematics. First junction ahead, Do-hyun reported. 2 Vraks workers. Avoid contact if possible, Minho ordered. The squad froze, becoming nearly invisible as the Vraks passed. Their Atlas systems allowed them to stay perfectly still, controlling even their breathing. When the way was clear, they continued toward the research levels. Yoonji stopped at a data terminal, connecting her interface. I need those 3 minutes. Now, she said. The others formed a protective circle around her. Minho watched the corridor while Yoonji worked. Captain, she said suddenly, her voice tense. I've found something. They're not just holding our student. They have samples from at least 6 protected species, and there's a high-security lab on level 4 with human DNA markers. Minho's face hardened. Can you locate Ji-hyun? Searching. Now, got her. Research Lab 12 Level 4, and Captain, they're scheduled to start another session in 20 minutes. We move now, Minho decided. Yoonji, stay connected. Download everything you can about their research. They moved quickly through the station, using service shafts to avoid detection. The enhanced muscles in their legs allowed them to climb vertical shafts without equipment, moving faster than any normal human could. They reached level 4 undetected. Hyunji worked on the security door while the others kept watch. "Strange," she muttered. "Their security is too simple, almost like..." An alarm suddenly blared throughout the station. "They've detected us," Minho said. "How?" "Biosensors," Hyunji realized. "They're scanning for non-Vrax lifeforms." "Switch to direct approach," Minho ordered. "We no longer have the element of surprise." The door slid open, and they moved into the corridor. Almost immediately, they encountered a Vrax security team. The insectoid aliens raised their weapons. But they were too slow. The phantoms moved with incredible speed. Do-hyun reached the first guard before he could fire, disarming him with a precise strike. Junho took down 2 more with moves that blurred to normal vision. "Research Lab 12 is 40 meters ahead," Yunji reported. More security forces appeared at the end of the corridor. They fired weapons that shot streams of paralyzing toxin, deadly to unprotected humans, but the phantoms weren't normal humans. Their enhanced reflexes allowed them to dodge most shots, and their systems neutralized the toxins that did hit them. Minho led the way, moving through the Vrax defenses like water through rocks. The aliens had never faced humans like this before, humans enhanced beyond what they thought possible. "Station Command is initiating lockdown procedures," Yunji warned. "We have less than 10 minutes before they seal all compartments." They fought their way to Research Lab 12. Minho placed a small device on the door lock, and it slid open. Inside, they found Ji-hyun strapped to an examination table. Several Vrax researchers fled at the sight of the human soldiers. Ji-hyun's face was pale, with dark circles under her eyes. Neural harvesting equipment surrounded her. "Extraction team to subject," Minho reported. "We've found her." Hyun-woo, the team's medic, quickly checked Ji-hyun's vital signs. "She's alive but weakened. Evidence of neural scanning damage, dehydration, and malnutrition." They released her from the restraints. Ji-hyun's eyes fluttered open, confusion on her face. "Earth sent you?" she whispered. "We're taking you home," Minho assured her. "You don't understand," Ji-hyun said, her voice urgent despite her weakness. "They're not just torturing me, they're developing weapons against humans. They're afraid of us." Minho looked at Yunji, who was already accessing the lab's data systems. "Captain," Yunji said, her voice tense. "She's right. They're using her neural patterns to develop targeted bioweapons. This goes beyond compact violations. They're preparing for war." The alarm continued to wail. Through the windows, they could see more Vrax security forces gathering. "Time to show them why they should be afraid," Minho said. "Let's get our girl home." The Vrax security forces swarmed the corridor outside Research Lab 12. They moved with military precision, their insect-like bodies protected by armor plates. Each carried weapons designed to bring down larger species. 6 hostiles approaching from the east corridor, Do-hyun reported, his enhanced senses detecting movement beyond normal human range. 4 more from the west. Inside the lab, Minho made a quick decision. "Yunji, keep downloading their research data. Hyunwoo, get Ji-hyun ready to move. Everyone else defensive positions." Ji-hyun could barely stand. Hyunwoo supported her weight while administering medical nanites to stabilize her condition. "They've been scanning my brain for weeks," Ji-hyun said weakly, "looking for information about Earth's defenses." "Save your strength," Hyunwoo told her. "We're getting you out of here." The first wave of Vrax guards attacked from both sides of the corridor. They fired toxin streams meant to paralyze, but the phantoms moved with impossible speed. Their Atlas systems predicted attack patterns and enhanced their reflexes beyond what the Vrax had expected. Do-hyun and Junho engaged the eastern group, where the Vrax relied on biological weapons, acid sprays and venomous darts. The humans used precision and overwhelming speed. Do-hyun disarmed 2 guards with movements too fast for normal eyes to follow, while Junho used their own momentum against them. "They're so fast," one Vrax guard chittered to another. "Impossible for humans." On the western approach, 3 more phantoms held the line. The confined space of the corridor worked to their advantage, preventing the Vrax from using their superior numbers. Inside the lab, Eunji worked quickly at the data terminal. "Captain, you need to see this," she called. Minho joined her at the EC screen, which displayed complex molecular structures. They've been analyzing human DNA, Yunji explained, specifically looking at our neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to adapt and change. They believe it's the key to our rapid development as a species. Why would they care about that? Minho asked. Ji-hyun spoke up from where she sat. Because they're afraid. The Vraks evolved slowly over millions of years, but humans, we've advanced more in the last century than they have in 10,000 years. She took a shaky breath. They're developing bioweapons that target human neural patterns. Weapons that would kill us but leave other species unharmed. Confirmed, Yunji said grimly. I'm finding plans for deployment across human colonies. They're preparing for a first strike. Minho's expression hardened. Download everything. This changes our mission parameters. In the station's command center, Commander Taiho watched the security feeds with growing alarm. The human soldiers moved with impossible grace and strength, cutting through his forces with ease. How is this possible? He demanded. The physical parameters we measured from human subjects indicated they were weaker, slower. His second-in-command, a Vrak scientist named Kyung, gestured at the screen. These are not normal humans, Commander. They must be using the enhancements we suspected. See how they anticipate our attacks, how their bodies move. No natural organism could achieve this. Then we were right to develop the neurological weapons, Taiho said. Their adaptability makes them too dangerous. Back at the lab, the fight in the corridors intensified. The Phantoms had taken down more than 20 Vrak's guards without a single casualty, but more kept coming. We need to move, Minho decided. Yunji, do you have what we need? All copied, she confirmed, including their plans for deployment. They've been developing these weapons for years, Captain. This wasn't just about Ji-hyun. They've been planning to attack Earth. They see us as a threat, Ji-hyun said. Her color was returning as the medical nanites worked. Not because of what we've done, but because of what we might become. Minho nodded toward the weapons lab visible through a window. Is that where they're developing the bioweapons? Yes, Ji-hyun confirmed. I saw them testing on tissue samples. Then we have a new objective, Minho said. Secure the data, extract Ji-hyun, and destroy their research. The Vraks need to understand that threatening humanity has consequences. He activated his comm. All Phantoms, new mission parameters. We're setting demolition charges on level 4. Yunji mapped the quickest route to extraction point. The maintenance shaft we used to enter is still our best exit, Yunji replied. But station security is locking down all access points. I can help, Ji-hyun said, standing straighter now. I've been mapping this station for 3 months. There's an emergency evacuation route they don't think I know about. Do-hyun appeared at the lab door. Captain, we've cleared a path, but we have maybe 5 minutes before they regroup. Minho nodded. Move out. Ji-hyun stays in the middle of the formation. Yunji prepared demolition charges for the weapons lab. As they moved into the corridor, stepping over the unconscious bodies of Vrak's guards, Ji-hyun looked at her rescuers. With wonder. You're not like any soldiers I've ever seen, she said. What are you? Minho glanced back at her. We're what humans become when pushed too far. We're the reason the Vraks were right to be afraid and wrong to do something about. Alarms blared throughout the station as they moved toward the weapons lab. The Vraks had wanted to know Earth's secrets. Now they were about to learn the most important one. Never harm a human, because Earth's vengeance would be swift and terrible. Red lights flashed throughout the Vrak station as emergency alarms blared. Commander Taiho's voice echoed over the speakers. Attention, all personnel. Initiate containment purge. Destroy all research data. This is not a drill. In the corridor, Minho heard the announcement and turned to Yunji. They're trying to cover their tracks. Too late, Yunji replied, holding up a small data device. I have everything. Their weapons research, communication logs, even orders from their high command. The Phantoms moved quickly through the station with Ji-hyun guiding them. She was stronger now, the medical nanites having repaired some of the damage from her ordeal. The weapons lab is through here, she said, pointing to a sealed door. That's where they keep the bioweapon samples. Yunji placed her hand on the security panel. Her enhanced systems interfaced with the Vrak's technology, bypassing the lockdown protocols. The door slid open, Inside was a large laboratory filled with advanced equipment. Clear containers held glowing blue liquid, the neurological toxin designed to target humans. "We have 5 minutes before extraction," Minho announced. "Plant the charges. Nothing can remain." 3 phantoms set small explosive devices around the lab while Yunji copied the final research data. Ji-hyun watched with a mix of horror and satisfaction. "For they were going to use this against all human worlds," she said quietly. "They've been planning it for years." "Not anymore," Minho assured her. In the command center, Taiho received reports of the humans' movements. "They're in weapons development. Stop them at all costs." He activated the station's elite security force, Vrax warriors with biological enhancements of their own. They moved toward the lab, their bodies modified for combat with reinforced exoskeletons and toxin glands. The phantoms finished setting the charges and moved toward their extraction point, a maintenance bay with access to their stealth vehicle. They encountered little resistance until they reached the final corridor. There, Commander Taiho waited with his elite guards. The Vrax commander's exoskeleton was larger than the others, with specialized combat modifications. "You think your enhancements make you superior?" Taiho clicked, his mandibles flaring in anger. "We have manipulated galactic politics for centuries, while your kind were still discovering fire." Minho stepped forward, placing himself between Ji-hyun and the Vrax. "We didn't enhance ourselves to be superior," he replied calmly. "We did it because the galaxy is full of threats like you." The Atlas system in Minho's body analyzed the Vrax warriors, calculating weaknesses in their exoskeletons. The other phantoms spread out, each taking a position based on their specialized training. "The charges are set to detonate in 3 minutes, Do-hyun reported quietly. "You will never leave this station," Taiho declared. "Your government will find no trace of your existence. Just as they will find no trace of their colonies once our plan is complete." "There is no plan anymore," Minho replied. "We have your research data, evidence of your violations. It's over, Commander." Taiho's compound eyes gleamed with hatred. "Then we have nothing to lose." The elite guards attacked all at once. They were faster and stronger than the regular security forces, but still no match for the phantoms. The human soldiers moved as one coordinated unit, each action flowing into the next. Taiho lunged at Minho, spraying a stream of paralyzing toxin. Minho dodged with enhanced reflexes, the toxin missing him by millimeters. He countered with a strike to a weak joint in Taiho's exoskeleton. Around them, the other phantoms engaged the elite guards. Do-hyun and Junho worked as a team, one drawing attacks while the other struck vulnerable points. Yunji used her technical skills to disable the guards. Enhanced weapons, Ji-hyun stayed behind Hyunwoo, who protected her while administering additional medical nanites. 1 minute to detonation, Do-hyun called out. The fight intensified. Despite their skill, the Vrax elite guards fell one by one. Taiho, seeing his forces defeated, made a final desperate attack toward Ji-hyun. "If we cannot have your secrets—" "No one will," he chittered, extending a poisoned claw. Minho intercepted him with blinding speed. His enhanced strength crushed the commander's primary attack limb. Taiho fell back, green fluid leaking from his wounded appendage. "Your arrogance blinds you," Minho said. "Humans don't just adapt, we learn from our enemies." Taiho hissed in pain and rage. "This changes nothing. The Confederacy will still see humans as a threat." "Good," Minho replied. "Then they'll think twice before harming one of us again." With 30 seconds remaining, the phantoms secured the maintenance bay. Their extraction vehicle waited, camouflaged against the station's hull. As they boarded, the first explosions rocked the weapons lab. 3 months later, Ji-hyun stood before the Galactic Council on Earth. Representatives from 27 species listened as she described her ordeal. "The Vrax believed our ability to adapt was a threat," she concluded. "They planned to eliminate us before we could become more than we are." Admiral Sunwoo presented the evidence recovered by the Phantoms, detailed plans for biological weapons, targeting human settlements throughout explored space. "The Vrax Confederacy has violated the most sacred principles of the Compact," he told the Council. "They planned genocide against a member species." The Council's verdict was unanimous. The Vrax Confederacy would face severe sanctions. Their research facilities would be placed under galactic oversight for the next 50 years. As Ji-hyun left the council chamber, she found Captain Minho waiting in the corridor. "The council has approved the Sentinel initiative," he told her. "Earth will now lead an interspecies protection force. No race should fear extinction for their potential." Ji-hyun nodded, looking out at the representatives from dozens of worlds. "They tortured me because they feared what humans might become," she said. "Now they know," Minho smiled slightly. "And what did they learn?" "That humans protect their own," Ji-hyun replied. "No matter the distance, no matter the cost." In the years that followed, the story spread throughout the galaxy, how the Vraks had tortured a human girl, and how Earth's super soldiers had shown them the true cost of their mistake. It became a warning to those who might threaten humanity. We may look fragile, but we are far from helpless. The Vraks never threatened Earth again.